What's up, y'all? Texas Roots and Fruits here, coming at you with my first YouTube video. Just kind of want to give you guys a tour of the trees and the plants that I got going on right now. I'm in Zone 9, Zone 9A, Central Texas. Been here for about 2 years. This is our first property that we've got, and I've always wanted to grow fruit trees and get a good garden going. So I just want to show you guys my journey here. So first tree we got is a poncho avocado tree. It's been in the ground for a little less than a year now. It is a grafted tree. You can see there's the graft. This one's doing really well. I have one more avocado tree I'm going to show you guys in a bit. But this one has done by far the best out of the two. You can see all the new growth going on. This was actually growth within the last couple weeks. It hasn't really gotten any taller, but as far as new growth, it has a lot. So you can see all the new growth here, new growth here, new growth here. Winter is coming, so we're gonna have to do some winter prep work and get these things covered in case some freeze comes. So I'll have a video coming out later on showing how I'm gonna kind of protect these for the winter. Next tree I got is my Aranda. This one I kind of just got for a shade tree. You'll see later, but my backyard kind of slopes downwards and I kind of want to get some big trees to cover from my neighbors. So this one, when I first got it, was probably about here. And look at all that growth. This thing's a very fast grower. It's done well. I didn't have it shaded at all in the summer in the hot heat. I did shade the poncho for a little bit. I took it off towards the end of the summer, but it did really well. Oh, also, just so you guys know, as far as how I dug these in the dirt, so the dirt here is very clay heavy and very hard to work with. So what I ended up doing is I dug out this whole square. You can see I dug it probably a shovel and a half deep, and I basically lined the whole bottom with tree logs, old oak logs, and this is actually on a mound. So if you can't tell, you have to look it down here so you can see. But yeah, so it's on a mound, and it seems to be working really well. The clay soil is really tough, so I did a blend of sphagnum peat moss, compost, and some topsoil. So that's what, and then obviously heavy mulch. So that'll also help with the temperatures here. But it is on bad clay soil, which I am amending. I just threw in some gypsum in the grass. I'm gonna also put some more compost and stuff in it next year, try to get the soil a little bit better. Anyway, so that's the Aranda. Next tree is my rainbow eucalyptus. Same thing. These have all been planted for less than a year, doing really well. I did not even cover or shade this thing during the summer. It did really well. It's grown a good amount. I'd say it's probably got it about right here, and you can see all that new growth. So it's almost as tall as a fence. That's kind of how I was gauging mine when I first got them. And lastly, on the fence line, we got just a regular Hass avocado. This one was struggling in the beginning, lost a lot of leaves, was getting a lot of salt burn from the water here sucks. But it's gotten a lot better over time. You can see a lot new growth over here. This is new growth. This branch ended up burning. I am training the trees to kind of branch where I want them to go. That way I don't have to worry about neighbors complaining and, you know, that the trunk is going in or the branch is going into their yard and this, that, and also make some shade towards my yard. So I also did that with the other avocado. I didn't really show you guys, but I'll show you guys next time if you guys want to see that. All right, so now you can see this is whole backyard. I got extremely lucky when we got this house. I'd say the backyard's probably 5,500 square feet or so. It's a quarter acre lot. So pretty excited because I got a lot of room to do plant trees, gardens. I'm gonna have some raised beds and stuff like that. So let's start on the concrete here, show you guys some stuff. All right, here we got our Emperor. lychee tree, however you guys want to say it. I've heard it pronounced both ways. Doing really well so far. Everything I've read about these is they can be very temperamental. They do not like a lot of wind, guys, so if you get one, just be aware of that, especially when you first plant it and it's trying to establish. So I did have this covered for a while, and I took it off, and you can see there's a little wind today, but this is fine. But Texas, here where I'm at, we do get a lot of heavy winds. So if you're in Central Texas, Zone 9, and you got a lychee tree or something that's prone to wind damage, I'd highly recommend getting some burlap sacks or something to cover it during bad windstorms. So yeah, but it's doing really well. These like to be pretty, I miss this daily. It does like to be moist, not waterlogged, but it does like its water. So, and I realize that a lot of people are going to say these can't grow here, not going to fruit, and I understand that, and I have seen the research on that and articles, but hey, we're just going to give it a shot and see what we can do and see if we can get it to fruit. It's going to be a while anyways, but at the end of the day, it is a really pretty and good looking tree. So we'll see what happens. Also very, it's not cold hardy, so that's why I got it in the pot, and I will be taking it in during the winter. Next, we got some pineapples. So the big one is a Florida special. Hoping it fruits next year. Is doing really well. I did not even cover these. They are kind of drought tolerant anyways. I don't water these every time. I water everything kind of every other time, or just, you know, as needed. But it's doing really well. Second pineapple is my Sugarloaf pineapple, or at least I hope. I ordered these from like a private seller. I can't remember if it was eBay or one of like a little personal website or something like that. But it's doing good. This was actually like a small pup when I got it, and it's definitely grown a good bunch. And the soil for all of these, for the pineapple, the lychee, all that, I've kind of done the same soil. I do a sandy loam soil. So basically like 1/3 each is a 1/3 of sand, 1/3 of compost, and 1/3 of sphagnum peat moss, and just kind of mix that all up. Obviously I threw some fertilizer and stuff and some mulch on top, although my dogs like to eat the mulch for some reason. It drives me nuts. But yeah, if you guys want any more in-depth videos of like what, you know, the soil and all that, this is kind of just an overview. I can go more in depth on certain plants or trees as you guys want. This was kind of the first tree. It's not really considered a tree or a plant. It's in its own category, but it's a dwarf Cavendish. I actually got this locally at a Lowe's. I was surprised to see it. I didn't even know that they can grow here. As you can see, it's gotten really thrashed by the Texas wind. And then these leaves are so fragile. So I'm thinking maybe next time for these pups, I have 3 pups going on here. Baby pup there, and then 2 bigger ones. But once I get detach these and pot them on their own, or I might put them in ground and just see how they do with the cold temperatures here. If they don't come back, I'll always keep a couple in pots just to have. So, but it's doing really well. These things grow like crazy. It's like in the summertime, it was like a leaf a week. Sorry for that. But anyways, yeah, these things hard to overwater. You can pretty much water these things every day and during the summer, and you'll be good. I give these a light misting too. These are kind of just plants that I bought in the beginning when I wanted to start growing plants and trees and stuff. This is lavender. This is citronella. Nothing special. Lavender, some lantana. I'm going to be repotting these. This is my Navajo blackberry. It's thornless. It's done really well. When I got this plant, it was probably this tall. So it's grown a lot. It's grown all of this in one season. So hopefully next year should be getting some fruit out of it. So excited to try that. And then we got some more pineapples, same varieties. The Florida Special is the big one. And then this is the Sugarloaf. This Sugarloaf has done way better than the other one. They're pretty much the same area. They get the same sun, same water, same fertilizer, same dirt, same everything. But hey, it could just be a stronger plant. But like I said, this was probably that big when I got it. So this is a pink lemonade blueberry plant. Also done pretty well. This is not really technically for my zone. I think it's up to zone 8. But again, I'm just gonna give it a shot and see what happens. I'm the only thing that's gonna be a problem with it is the cold hours, and I believe the blueberry lemonade requires about 200 to 300 hours of cold hours to be able to fruit the next year. But we're gonna give it a shot because it does get chilly here. Good thing is I don't have to worry about really bringing these in. I could just kind of protect them if it's a bad frost. But either way, we'll see what happens. Just got some basic plants here. I got some basil, strawberry, I got some rosemary, some lemon balm. This thing grows like a weed. I've cut this back a bunch and it keeps growing. I like it. It's really good for, you can make some teas. It helps with like nausea. You can drink it to help you sleep a little bit better. It smells really good. I got some more strawberries down here. These were all runners, so I actually propagated these from the main strawberry plant up here. I just took some runners off during the summer. I threw them in some water, let them grow some roots, and then repotted them. So next year I'm going to be putting these in actual patch together, but I just kept them here. I'm not really expecting anything from them this week or this year. We got a aloe plant. Here's one. I'm going to go the other side real quick for you guys. This is one small, same thing, Dwarf Cavendish. I got it. I actually took it off my main one over there and repotted. It's doing well. I had a couple roots. I did almost take it off a little too early though. So if you guys have your own, be patient. Let them grow probably 3 feet, 4 feet tall before you detach them. Because this one only had one long root that I can get out and probably another 6-inch root. And I actually pulled another one off too early and it ended up dying. It didn't have any roots, and I wasn't very familiar of how they worked. Like I said, this is my first time for a lot of these plants and trees, so kind of learning as I go. But that's the fun part for gardening, is experimenting and see what works. But yeah, so this one's doing really well. This was just a jalapeno. It's done. Another shade tree. I might end up pulling this one out. It's done okay. Like you can see, it's going to have some flowering probably whenever, I don't even know. I think it's flowers in springtime. But this one also was not rated for my zone. It's up to zone 8 too. It's called a white dogwood, but I've read a lot and it said dogwoods can grow in Texas. So it's definitely cold tolerant and drought tolerant. It's just the heat that really messes with this one. There's no leaves anymore. It's definitely still alive. We'll see how it does next year in the spring, if it comes back and looks good. If it doesn't look good and it just keeps struggling, I might pull it out and put something else in. All right, coming to my probably 3 favorite trees I got right now. So a small one is a red custard apple tree. Got this from a private seller online. I think it was, I don't know, I want to say 40 bucks, 50 bucks, something like that. It's done really well. All this is new growth. All up here. I did a little bit of pruning when I first got it because there were some branches that were kind of conflicting with each other. So I wanted to have one main stem and then have some ones coming off from it. So it's done really well. Right here is my Glen mango. This one's done really well. I didn't have it covered at all in the summer. It's grown. When I first got it, I'm not even kidding, this thing's a fast grower. It was probably right here, and it's grown all of that. And as you can see, this is brand new growth here. So I am learning about the mango still. I think I need to do some tipping on this mango because it hasn't really branched out at all, and I realize it's still in a pot. I do plan on planting this next spring. But yeah, it hasn't got any lateral branches yet, and it just keeps growing one long stem. So I've done some reading and stuff, and a lot of people tip the top of their mangoes, and all that means is basically cutting off the growth up top here, and then it'll start shooting out more growth sideways. So I'm not always the most professional in the lingo. I understand it, but if you want the scientific version, this is probably not the channel for you. But yeah, so it's looking good though. I'm gonna see what happens next spring. If it starts branching out on its own, if it doesn't, I'm definitely gonna have to do some trimming. A lot of people say you want to kind of trim it. You kind of want to trim it when it gets waist high and do the tipping, and then starts branching out sideways. That way, it's more manageable, especially if you're in an area like me where you're not on a huge piece of property or something, and you want to keep it more manageable to grab the fruit and just so you can cover it, especially during the freezes. This one is a Miyazaki mango. So I don't know if you guys have heard about Miyazaki mangoes. Supposedly the most expensive mango in the world. It comes from Japan. I did buy this on eBay. It could be completely fake. Who knows? We'll have to see when it hopefully eventually fruits. I also read that the Miyazaki mango is not just called a Miyazaki mango because of the fruit. It's also called a Miyazaki mango because of the way that it is cared for in Japan. So if any of you guys watch different things in Japan, how they treat their food and how professional they are with stuff, you'll know that a lot of things that they take care of and make are they keep a close eye on, and is very, very particular in how they raise and grow stuff. So we'll see. This one has not sprouted any new growth. I've only had it for about probably a month, but it's looking good. It's green. Again, I know a lot of you guys probably thinking can't grow mangoes in Texas, and a lot of the people I've talked to in Florida, when I've been looking at different mango trees, they said the same thing, that most people don't have success rates and all that stuff. And I'm not saying they're wrong. I definitely agree with them, but we're gonna give it a shot. I mean, the summers here do get hot. If they don't like the sun, I can always shade them. I'm really not worried too much about the summer. I think it's just really going to be the winter, the freezes. But it is definitely getting warmer here in Texas in the winters. I mean, there's probably going to be some bad winters here and there, but I think overall, I mean, this year was very warm, and I think the winter's going to be decently warm. So at least I'm hoping. But I think it can be done. Probably gonna have to do some extra care, and who knows. That's why I'm going to buy a couple more mango trees, and at least, hey, if one fruits is better than none. So that's all what it's all about in gardening, is just figuring out what works and trying new things, and it's fun. And I really, really like mango trees. I'm obsessed with them. I love the fruit, so that's really why I want to grow them, is because the fruit is amazing. So I've never tried the Glen mango or the Miyazaki, but from what I've read, they're both good varieties. So I'm excited for that, and you guys stay tuned. I'm gonna have a couple more trees coming out. I've already ordered that are coming, so you guys will see that. I'll probably do some YouTube shorts, like some unboxing stuff for those trees, and that's pretty much about it, guys. So if you guys have any questions for me, I put my email is linked in my bio, and or you can just leave a comment and I'll try to get back to you. Or if you guys want to see anything else, let me know. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Texas Roots and Fruits out.